Welcome back, everybody, to Let's Talk About Sleep, the channel based on the book right here. The Amazon link is in the description box down below. As we inch closer to 1,000 subscribers, a lucky viewer at random will get a signed copy of that, but you got to be in it to win it, as they say. And as I always say, these videos are for education only. Let's talk about today's topic, which is nocturia. What is that? That's having to urinate in the middle of the night, okay? And there are several reasons for that. Now, I see a lot of patients who come in to see me for either get sent in by urologists or primary care docs, men in this case, who think they have prostate issues, right? And they're getting worked up for that, and you know, they may have them, of course. You know, when the prostate gets hypertrophied or bigger, that can cause problems with urination, especially in the middle of the night. But that's not the only reason why people do that. Okay, there's a lot of reasons why people wake up in the middle of the night. Some of them are obvious, some of them may not be obvious. So as far as the obvious ones go, and this is actually more common than you think, you definitely want to have your 8 glasses of water per day. Okay, but leading up to bed, maybe an hour or two before bedtime, you want to cut that off. Okay, just to let you know, I don't just talk this stuff, I actually practice what I preach. I have 1 or 2 of these a daytime, okay? So you want to drink your water throughout the day, but especially if you're waking up having to go to the bathroom, you want to cut yourself off an hour or 2 before, maybe even more. That's what I do, and it tends to work. Okay, so that's kind of an obvious thing. Same thing with alcohol, same thing with anything that's going to have liquid in your body, okay? Something that may not be obvious is sleep apnea, right? So going back to this whole men issue, right? A lot of times patients will come to me, you know, I think I have a prostate issue, you know, I'm waking up having to go to the bathroom, the prostate gets evaluated and it's totally normal. So what are we left with? Well, what happens is when we have sleep apnea, again, these are stoppages of breathing that happen where the airway kind of keeps closing off throughout the night. What that does is 2 things. So normally what happens, our brain stem over here has a capability of shutting off the signal that we had that our bladder's full, so we're able to sleep through the night, okay, normally. When somebody has disrupted sleep, in this case from sleep apnea, that signal is allowed to that signal doesn't really work, or I should say that system doesn't work. So the signal from the bladder is able to get up to the brain. Okay, so that's one thing, where the sleep is not continuous and stable and deep. The brain may say, oh, my bladder's full, and that can wake them up. Okay, that's possible. But on a more kind of technical level, what's actually happening is when we have sleep apnea and we try to breathe in against a closed off airway, the chest has to work really hard to generate negative pressure. The way we breathe is our chest expands, we generate negative pressure, and we suck air in from the environment. When somebody has sleep apnea, their chest is working really hard to try to overcome that blocked airway. So what happens is you got all this negative pressure here in the chest that actually can increase venous return to the heart, okay? And again, without getting too technical, when there's increased venous return to the heart may release this hormone called ANP, atrial natriuretic peptide, ANP. And what that is a diuretic, okay, which makes the person have to go to the bathroom. This is also the reason why people who have sleep apnea also have reflux as well, because they're sucking acid up from the stomach compartment all the way up to the chest. But that's aside. Okay, so I would say those are probably the 2 biggest reasons and the 2 biggest things that I see that patients can kind of work on and improve upon. So you have liquid before bedtime, and you also have possible sleep apnea. Now, like I said, I mean, could there be, you know, intrinsic urologic issues? Of course, you know, bladder problems, bladder infections, prostate issues, like I said, and those definitely should be evaluated. But in a otherwise, a case where somebody doesn't have these problems, but they're still waking up having to go to the bathroom, sleep apnea, poor sleep in general, and water intake are things to look out for. Okay? So if you have any questions on this, please drop them in the comment section down below. Once a month, I will do a video answering any and all comments and questions. Just be respectful, okay? And if you like this video, please click like. Please subscribe to the channel. Like we said, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so one of you all can get a signed copy of this. And yeah, and share this with your friends and family, especially those who may have nocturia. Until next time, sleep well.